The first episode is what I watched. I just watched the first episode and I thought it was actually pretty good. The production was really good. Um, and it's like Harry talks, and it's like this man can actually talk. And I think that that's good that we get his point of view. You know, he talks about his mom a lot in it, and just the growing up with in the public eye and how awkward that was for him. You know, like he tells about, you know, when he went to school at 13 and, you know, people are calling his name and they're taking his picture and they show that footage. It's kind of like sad. And so I can understand that. And then also it shows his mom how she protected him, you know, and wanted him to actually experience vacation as a child without people taking his picture. You know, they did take photo ops for the public, but they would always have paparazzi that wanted to take unauthorized pictures and they couldn't really enjoy themselves because, you know, there's somebody hiding in the bushes trying to take their picture. So I can kind of see that, you know, being awkward. And so that was, you know, really good to see him explain his side of it. And let's see. What else did he also talked about how that affected his mom, and um, he also said that Diana was deceived in doing the panorama interview, which I thought it was her idea, but he said if she was deceived into doing it. I wish he would have kind of went into that, like what do you mean she was deceived? Unless maybe they told her, well, we're going to talk about this, but then it turned into something else. Um, when she left Meghan, exciting. Um, I don't understand some of my notes. I'm sorry. Oh, it talked about Meghan and Harry's love story a lot, and it was actually very kind of when they talked about their love story, it was kind of poignant. Must admit that I think a lot of the backlash on their relationship is probably that it went fast. But at the same time, I think they did spend a lot of time together. I mean, I guess you could say that might be a bad thing, spending too much time with someone that. But I feel like their courtship wasn't normal. You know, with a normal courtship, it isn't as rushed. So I think, yeah, their courtship wasn't normal by any means. So if it was rushed, I can kind of see that because it seemed like they spent a lot of time together because of his status. So they spent time in Africa alone together for like 5 days. That would give you time to get to know somebody. You know, if you're out in the middle of nowhere in a tent, then I get it. I think a person could fall in love fast. I think that's kind of a red flag, and he kind of hints at, you know, integrating her in the palace with You know, you have people you trust and they have people they trust. But I can kind of see both sides of that because it was fast, but in the same at the same time, the courtship was fast, but at the same time, it's not a normal. He's not a normal person, and their courtship by no means was normal. So I can kind of see both sides, and I can see his family being hesitant about that. Okay, so rushed relationships are kind of a red flag. Footage of him and William as a kid, of Harry and William as a kid, and it was just in seeing them with their dad and their mom, and King Charles playing with them and being silly. It was actually very endearing and refreshing to see. It was so cute. And the first episode, I mean, I didn't see anything. It wasn't anything controversial except for that first part when it talked about um, bribery and exploitation. I'm just like, bribery and exploitation? Who is taking bribes? And who's exploiting you? Is it the media? Like, what is going on here? So yeah, when it first came on, it was like, whoa, bribing and exploitation. They talk about his mom's death, and it shows them at her funeral, and they're like smiling and catering to the public. It's kind of like, oh my God, that does tug at your heartstrings when you see them. When you see Harry and William smiling and they're greeting the public, and their mom just died, it's like, ugh, like y'all, that really, it does tug at your heartstrings, I must admit. Um, but it's just like, I see where he's coming from. Like, he didn't ask for this life to be thrust in the public view. Like, I get it. But I must say that I would recommend, like, if you want to see this, go ahead and see it. It's actually not that bad. It's not cringe, I would say. I would say sometimes, and I don't know that that's bad editing, bad producing. I think they can come off cringe sometimes. But this first episode, I actually quite enjoyed it, and I'm just like kind of shocked. Um, but looking forward to seeing part two and giving my thoughts on that. And so, all right, with that, stay tuned for episode 2. All right, bye bye.